Good evening, YouTube. What the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here, and welcome back to another Total War Warhammer 2 battle. Hey, just real quick before I get started, I want to make a push for 250,000 subscribers, and I'd like to do it by the end of July or August if we can. So if you want to help me out, please get up there now and hit the subscribe button, click that bell so you get notified of more awesome battles like this, and this will be an awesome battle. It's going to be a little bit hard to see, so I'm going to hit the overhead view here. Let's jump right into it. We're going to have a Chaos versus Greenskins, and I think you all are really going to like this one. It's going to be a lot of fun. So up front, we're going to have 5 Chaos Marauders. There is a Chaos Chariot on either flank, and then the Chaos player has left the magic at home today. Just the magic of KHOLEK is all they need, and he is one magical mountain papa who rolls down with his lightning storms whenever he gets awoken from his many years of slumber, and so here he is. And I guess it's Wurzag who has awoken him. He's got some dragon ogres with him, and then there are 3 chosen. So again, no magic here for Chaos, which should make things a little interesting. You're going all in on melee, but does it pay off when you don't use up those winds of magic? And then we've got Wurzag here for the Greenskins, and I think I will come down out of this view to show you the Greenskin army since they're a little more visible, not being all up in the woods. Wurzag is supported by the Broken Tusk mob, these nasty big Ard boys on their boars, ready to take down large targets. A pretty strong cavalry, albeit maybe a little weak on the leadership side sometimes. Wurzag has his Foot of Gork, Here We Go, Wah, and obviously Effigy to get. So he's got some nice abilities, and looks like Bonewood Staff and some of the other things that he needs to help support as well. Now up front, there's a couple of Orc boys flanking a Night Goblin right here in the middle. This is going to be an important unit because they should be unbreakable. And then on the flanks, there's a couple of Orc Biggins for some anti-large work, and then there's a couple of Night Gobbo Archers supporting the Rusty Errors. And then we've got 2 Black Orcs surrounding the Hammer of Gork. Now the Hammer of Gork, remember on this one, it's got the Blinded trait that it imbues when it hits something, which takes away melee attack and melee defense. It's actually quite nice and can do some decent damage versus armored infantry, so not a bad pick, albeit this map is not great for artillery. It won't be terrible for a unit like the Hammer of Gork because it's got a nice arc of fire. And then of course we can't forget our Gobbo Big Boss here, strolling around on his spider. No doubt the most stylish and comfortable way to navigate a battlefield in Total War Warhammer 2. And quite possibly the creepiest. Man, I hate spiders. In any case, let's check out the forces as they approach. Obviously the Marauder front line here is just kind of meant as chaff. Probably good chaff, honestly, when you're talking about dealing with a Wah. And it's really meant to get these chosen with great weapons, KHOLEK and his Dragon Ogres, in to do all of the dirty work. Now KHOLEK can terrify. This is a really good trait. You definitely want to have that up against the Greenskins, as their leadership is somewhat sketchy at best. The Chariots are not the armor-piercing variety, but outside of Black Orcs, you're not going to have a whole lot of armored infantry, so they won't pack quite as much of a punch as, say, a Gorebeast Chariot, but they can certainly do some work. They end up stopping short here. They do get caught by the Gobbo Big Boss, and these ones are going to turn around momentarily. Let's just kind of take a look. You can see the forces of Chaos ready to charge down the hill, and they're going to be led by the Dragon Ogres. They're chasing off the Gobbo Big Boss, but then decide to just straight up go for it here into the boys and the archers, and that's not a bad call. The Biggins are there, but they're going to take the Chariot charge now because they're not ready for it. And then KHOLEK is going to plow in too, so probably not a bad first engagement here in order to get in and do some damage to some key units. However, the Chariots do kind of get bogged down here and start to take a lot of damage. Now over here, we're going to get some Marauders clashing with Night Gobbos. Night Gobbos would probably win this fight, would be my expectation. For being a cheap unit with shields, Marauders will be quite good for this. Like I said, they won't be great against the Greenskins, but they can help be fodder for the Wah and the different charges that take place. Here comes the Broken Tusk mob. They have this Chaos Chariot in their sights. And I'll kind of give you a quick overhead of what's going on in the battle. After an initial engagement, KHOLEK and his little baby ogres came back a little. Here, the Broken Tusk mob gets led into a rear charge, chasing the Chariots, and actually crumples the infantry. There was a Foot of Gork over there on a bunch of Marauders. It was pretty effective. Got about 35 kills for Wurzag. But, I mean, if you're going to use that Foot of Gork, you definitely want to be saving it for these expensive Chosen units. And the Wah was never popped for the Greenskins, and at this point it's a bit of a mistake. You really want to pop that and charge. If you don't charge with the Wah on, then you're kind of losing a pretty important piece of its effect. But that's actually working to the favor of the Chaos units right now. Now the Chariots for Chaos have not caused a great deal of damage. In fact, this one is just kind of idling back here, and it's going to get caught by the Tusk Mob and Wurzag. And then over here, the Black Orcs and Night Gobos are transferring over. They're probably hoping to lend some aid to the Rusty Heirs, but the Rusty Heirs are in trouble, and that's an important unit. And KHOLEK actually has some innate missile resistance too. You got to remember when you're looking at him, he's got this 25% missile resistance. So you would have wanted the Rusty Heirs to at least help bleed off some of that armor, but they get knocked out by KHOLEK. And you can see that these Chosen with great weapons are going to easily chew through this Black Orc, which is heavily overmatched. A Black Orc can go toe-to-toe with just about anything, and with the right support, they can probably go toe-to-toe with Chosen. But Chosen can get certain support too, and you know, that can flop either way. But Chosen, just on the stats of it, are a better unit and more capable. Chosen with great weapons, that is. It's going to turn into quite the slug out here. But if you're the Greenskins and you've lost a whole bunch of your archers, it's not going to be pretty trying to face down all these Chosen. The Chosen are not blobbed at the moment, which is good. There's a couple of different pockets of them, because again, that Foot of Gork there for Wurzag is a very real threat. And I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen Effigy of the Git yet on KHOLEK. You want to use that early in the battle. We are going to see a Foot of Gork there, and you can see the damage it causes. All the more reason why you really don't want those Chosen blobbed. And it seems like the heavier a unit it is, the more damage that the Foot of Gork does. KHOLEK summoned some lightning, but right now he's got Effigy of the Git active on him. It's going to take off quite a bit of hit points, and then some of these Night Goblin archers have regrouped. Fortunately for KHOLEK, they're not the Rusty Heirs, but still going to do damage. However, the baby KHOLEK'S didn't like seeing Daddy get hit, and so they charged down here and started to take care of business. I think there was a Brain Bursta up here, trying to take care of some of the infantry. Brain Bursta is not that great, though. It just doesn't do a ton of damage. Now, this catapult did get left alive, which was actually kind of surprising, and it's very helpful because you can see the nerfing that it's giving these Chosen, and if it fires in this blob, it may hit its own units, which would obviously be bad, but if it hits the Chaos units, and look at that, man. KHOLEK just took a chunk out of Wurzag. Wurzag is not bad from a melee standpoint. He's not great, but if you use him right, you know, with the right spells, right timing, he can cause some damage. It doesn't look like that affects their own infantry, or at least that didn't count as a hit there, so this is a good job by that. This Hammer of Gork here is actually very important. It's nerfing this Chosen infantry significantly and allowing this fight to drag on, but I mean, you're getting attacked by a terror-inducing monster, Lord of the Mountain here. And I don't want to get attacked by a giant electric ogre. The hammer, I mean, that'd just be absolutely terrifying. There's another Brain Bursta there. There was a bit of a blob of infantry for Chaos, but fortunately for them, again, Brain Bursta not going to cause tremendous damage, but every little bit helps for the Greenskins, and this is a very close fight right now. Greenskins have the broken Tusk Mob, and I'm kind of surprised that they haven't already gotten in here. And here they come. They're really one of the only things that's left, and you would think you would want to just throw Wurzag in there at the same time as the Tusk Mob and just go all in on damage against KHOLEK, but then KHOLEK drops a Lightning Storm there. He's got 144 kills, so he is all business. And as soon as Wurzag comes in, he has immediate regret of his decision. You can see here that there's routing. Now, you can't terror route Black Orcs, but everything else here can be terror routed. So that's going to make things tough for the Greenskins. However, if you can't take their leader off the battlefield, and look, there's the second effigy to get. If you can't take the Greenskin leader off the battlefield, then what you're going to wind up with is multiple times where you're going to get units returning. And KHOLEK actually freed Wurzag there. That's the only reason he got away. It's because KHOLEK sent a blow and they're exploding all kinds of people. So, yeah, very close fight right now. It is still going to be very close. The Rusty Heirs have regrouped back here. There's some Orc Boys and some Big Uns, and then now a few Black Orcs. more biggins. You can see the greenskin army regrouping. Going to be a little bit dangerous. That Hammer of Gork finally used all of its ammo, and it ended up with a 119 kills. This is a very good performance out of that. Not to mention, like I said, it was nerfing those units during that fight. Chaos is regrouped on the hill, and I would think that the Rusty Heirs have two potentially very good targets here. Kholek is probably what you have to shoot at, but these Chaos are chosen with great weapons that also be pretty important targets. But the problem is that Kholek can rout almost everything here near instantly with the kind of charge and damage that he's going to put out. The Tusk Mob turn towards the chariots at the last second, but Kholek intercepts them, and they get wrecked. So the Tusk Mob are gone, shattered. The Rusty Heirs were out of ammo. They're going to shatter. They started to charge Kholek, but then they remembered that they were goblins, and they're like, nope. Whole lot of nope. Anyway, you're going to see the regrouped infantry here try and come take on the Chosen. They get a little bit of surrounding going on just by numbers. But yeah, Daddy Kholek and his chariots were headed that way. Wurzag gets over and KOs one of the chariots, but obviously not able to stop the Dragon Ogre from reaching his mark over here. However, I mean, the Chaos Infantry is on the ropes. It's on the ropes. And pretty soon we should see another Wah coming in, but it's too late for most of the greenskin units as Kholek gets in, and then what's left of the Chosen and Kholek KO the greenskin infantry for a second time. However, now we have a very tight battle between Wurzag. He's got Here We Go, so he's going to have very high attack. Kholek didn't actually target him immediately. There he did, but Wurzag's starting to get a little damage done. It is a very insane fight because of how much damage you take from Kholek, but again, Wurzag has dished some in return to a surprising level here, to the point where Kholek is about to rout. Wurzag routes, so it looks like absolute travesty for the greenskins, but he gets away before he takes another hit. Kholek is left wavering with 454 hit points. So you actually now have more hit points on Wurzag. Unfortunately for him, though, you've got 3 shattered infantry units here. They're not coming back. The only possible unit he could get back would be these heavily damaged Biggin units. Kholek starts to pursue, but then calls off the pursuit. And this is a mistake, and Wurzag is back on the battlefield. Kholek should have pursued Wurzag and kept him routing, and it would have clinched this battle. However, Wurzag's going to get a second chance, and if you look at the balance bar, it shows pretty even. And it's because Kholek just routed there. He's used to get back here, which is going to get the leadership going, and this is very important. Kholek is likely to come back from routing. But, I mean, this is an opportunity here for Wurzag to try and get in here and do some work. You can see the units fleeing away. They're trying to get to the top of the hill. Wurzag is going to get a charge in, do a little bit of damage to these Marauders. The Chosen will be a lot harder to rout, and if they get a few hits in, they will cause tremendous damage to Wurzag. He does not want to be involved in this. So he just about routs again. He's going to get away, and then it's going to come down here to a fight between Kholek and Wurzag. This is going to be very close. Here's that Wah at a very timely moment. And Kholek actually takes the worst of the charge there, lands a second huge hit, but then Wurzag comes in for the kill, but not before he's shattered. And Wurzag does manage to bring down the beast, but it was just the remaining infantry that saved the day for Chaos. So what a battle, what a fight. Down to the end there, and despite slaying the beast, Wurzag loses. He can't hold the rest of his troops together. The Chosen managed to stick it out and stay in the battle. So what a fun one there. I really appreciate that one being submitted by Wazafish and Feargoose. Thank you for playing this battle. Definitely enjoyed it. Love all the different units there for the greenskins. I love these varied up greenskin armies that have a whole bunch of capability. It's really kind of fun to see those in operation. The Hammer of Gork, great performance. The archers just got hit a little too much early. And I'm telling you, I'm surprised that we didn't see more greenskin light cavalry. Makes me wonder if it's just because Chaos can roll around so many Warhounds and Marauder Horsemen of their own, if greenskins decided to go away from it. So I'm not exactly sure why that was. I mean, greenskins are very good with light cavalry, but I mean, Chaos is pretty good at it too. Especially if you get the right person controlling it, they can do some great skirmishing. So not something to be too foolhardy about. Love the Chosen with great weapons here. Fun pick. Obviously going to be a tough target for the greenskins to take down if you use them right. Otherwise, though, it's concentrating a whole lot of funds in a very small space and potentially leading to disaster. So you never know quite how it'll turn out. In this case, it turned out good, but KHOLEK himself, obviously a tough target for the greenskins to bring down. Effigy of the Git is a good way to do it. And then you combine it with some of these things like the Rusty Errors. It's just that they were under a lot of pressure from these other units, and it made it difficult because the Broken Tusk mob obviously couldn't be everywhere at once. Orc Biggins are anti-large, and they're not a bad unit. I think the thing to remember with them, though, is that they're infantry. It's hard to get units to sit still and take the beating that you want to give them when you're infantry, and Orc Biggins are very susceptible to terror. And so when you think about using them for anti-large, they would only be good for anti-large purposes, in my opinion, against stuff that's relatively low armor and doesn't induce terror. And so that limits probably what they're going to be great against. Doesn't mean they can't be used, it just makes them better versus that. Whereas a Savage Biggin could stand its ground a little better, they just cost quite a bit more as well. Anyway, like I said, I hope you all enjoyed this one. Don't forget, again, I'm gunning for that 250,000 mark, up to 250,000 subscribers, where I'd love to be. Please help me out with it. I would really appreciate it if you could. You know, if you've subscribed, see if your friends or family want to subscribe. If you all help me out with it, I have a big reward that I'll give you all if we can make it. I will put together a special stream and a special set of videos if you all can help me make that milestone, and we will make it very fun for all of us. Again, thank you very much. If you enjoyed the battle, go hit that like button for the players. Let them know you enjoyed it. I appreciate them submitting it. HeirofCarthage, signing out for now.